Well, after a rather rousing show at a local club, I went back to a friend's home and utilized a fifth of whiskey to an unexpected end. Over the course of about an hour, I consumed the entire fifth straight and proceeded to become very drunk. What must be understood is that I was doing this drinking only for the sake of being drunk. I had not intended, nor had I ever heard of alcohol, besides in the Eucharist, used spiritually. Well, needless to say, felt very groggy very quickly. I sat down in an overstuffed armchair with my feet up, and instead of passing out, as would be typical, I felt myself slip into a quasi-trance state. With my eyelids fluttering, I was still perfectly aware of my body. Sensations were normal. I could feel the cool evening breeze flowing through an open window. But quickly, I had the sensation of moving out of my body, away and upwards through the top of my head, an odd one-of-a-kind feeling. I only then, after realizing I was in fact feeling this, that I began to actually see myself below. Keep in mind this was like a division of consciousness here. I could still feel my body and feel myself away from it. At this point I made the choice to concentrate on myself aloof from my body. Well, quickly I was flying away from my body, away from the house. Like I was being pulled away instead of directing myself away. Well, I was pulled out into the sky, away from the city, away from the state, away from the country, until I was actually in space, flying away from Earth and the Moon. I went through a few asteroid fields as I cleared the solar system and continued outwards with increasing speed. Moving away from the expansiveness of the galaxy, I watched it solidify into the spiral that characterizes it. On the same token, I was soon far enough away that it was like a mere star, and every other galaxy about was the same, reduced to single points of light. These two then began to coalesce until I was looking back at the universe at the point of the Big Bang, looking at the waves of energy that themselves created and formed into what appeared to be gyrating atoms. These atoms too solidify into matter. And this matter, as I removed myself away from it further and further, I realized was a hair on my head. I then gasped and sat straight up in my chair, laughing uncontrollably. The entire experience took me less than a couple of minutes. By looking at the clock,